Hi guys, it's Patricia and welcome to my June 2020 Scentsy Empties, and the second part of the video is going to be my Bring Back My Bar warm review. So I like to do that in the Bring Back My Bar months. I warm through every Bring Back My Bar scent in 2 locations. Now I was able to get a jump start on this by warming some of those scents the past couple of months, which really helped. And stay tuned for that because I have a new little fun thing called the family rating, and I'll tell you all about it as we get to that part of the video. So let's get into the empties first. Now I'm just going to go through the non-wax empties because there's barely any, and then we'll jump into the wax. So I used up a dish soap in sea salt and avocado. Now what I've been using this for is I've been filling up soap dispensers with this, and I usually get 2 8-ounce soaps filled up for less than the price if you bought 2 of the hand soap. So that's what I like to use that for. That one's no longer available, but that is a tip if there is a scent that you like in dish soap. I said it before, I figure if you can wash your dishes and have your hands in it the whole time, it should be okay to wash your hands in it. I finished up a Life is Swell body lotion. Love this scent. Don't like the lotions. They get kind of runny and separated. They have a hard time going up the pump. They sometimes go a little bit funky, almost like a rancid smell. So I do not recommend picking up the lotions. But if you have any lotions, you can always rinse the bottle out very well and fill it up and repurpose this and fill it up with some soap. And that's what I'm gonna do. I used a base scent pack in pink cotton. Now this one here, it doesn't feel as good quality as the other ones. It feels more cotton and less silky, but that just could be my imagination. This wasn't as strong as pink cotton is in the wax. So what I use these for is I put a scent pack in a closet that we hang clothes to dry, like maybe bibs, or just where my son has special needs. He kind of salivates a lot, so sometimes we have to hang things up. Anyway, I put these kind of things in to kind of just cover up any smells that might be there, and they usually last about a couple of months in that closet. I finished up a bulb. I've been going through bulbs like crazy. Don't forget to add bulbs to your orders. My husband finished up a car bar, and this one is in strawberry and rock melon, and this was picked up in a flash sale. I didn't smell this in his car. I can barely smell it now, but he complimented this and asked if he could have more of this, and I said, no, sorry, it's not an item that we can get. But he said, well, that's too bad, because he really liked this, and I think it did well for him because he had it in there for a while. For oils, I finished up 2. I finished up a vanilla cinnamon clove. This is more of a fall and winter scent, but I seem to have a lot of these, so I just wanted to kind of finish these up in this particular scent. And it's okay. I use this a lot in my son's room, and it definitely has a lot of clove. And I finished up from current selection, of which we don't have very many oils in stock right now. Sorry. Things are coronavirus influence in a big way. But I finished up aloe geranium. So this is it's like a clean green scent, a little bit like zingy to your nose, but nice and fresh. So that one was okay. It won't be a repurchase for me, but I'm definitely glad to have tried it. Let's get into the wax. I have these all separated. So we're gonna talk about wax that you can get in the current catalog right now first. We have Mineral Oasis. This is a new release. The scent notes are dewy seagrass, blooming osmanthus, and turquoise waters. So this one here did really well downstairs in my son's room, and very long lasting. Like it's not extremely strong, but it's about a medium, but it lasts a very long time. And in fact, I probably should have said this was one of the longer lasting Scentsy scents, because it's definitely up there for me. It's an okay scent. It's not a huge standout. I might pick up another bar next year if it comes back. It's very floral. Sorry, you can hear my son in the background. It's very floral and fresh at the same time. And it's nice. It reminds me of Atlantic Air and Luna put together. So if you like either of those scents, you might want to give Mineral Oasis a try. I have a bar of lilacs and violets. I finally warmed lilacs and violets. So this is basically lilacs and violets. Yeah, and it's pretty heavy, like on the lilac or violets, I think. I don't know. I was hoping to love this one. It was just okay for me. So all of you lilac and violet fans, I hope I don't offend. But it didn't do as well as I thought it was going to do. Like everybody said it would last very long, it'd be very strong. I didn't get that in my house, but every house is different and every nose is different. So if this works well for you, then you go for it. For me personally, I'm okay with this bar. I don't need to purchase anymore. So that is lilacs and violets. I used up a Johnny Appleseed, and this is a love of mine. Yeah, it's basically like a nice basic Macintosh apple, a fresh apple, juicy apple, no spice. Nice and strong. I finished up an Iridescent Pearl from the new release section. This would be in the, I think it's in the fresh, but I can't remember, category. It says Mango, Apple Blossom, and Water Lotus. This was a light performing scent for me. It's very pretty, but light performing. It did do a little bit better downstairs, but it kind of changed as it warmed. And I don't know if I don't think I'll repurchase this one. Yeah, unfortunately, this would be a pass for me again. So a little bit too light and kind of inconsistent in performance for me, but a nice, pretty scent though. I finished up a Sun-Kissed Citrus. This is a long-lasting scent in the catalog. Like it's been in the catalog for a long time is what I mean to say. It's got oranges, lemons, limes, and grapefruit. So it's very heavy on the orange. I haven't been getting the greatest luck with Sun-Kissed Citrus. Now I got this bar from my sponsor. We had to swap a bar, but I got this and it's all beat up. But I don't know if that impacted because it didn't really close properly. You can kind of see it never really closed properly. So I don't know if it lost some scent, but I'm going to eventually try it again. I just found I didn't have great luck with this. My sister really loves it. She's been recently warming a bar that she picked up for me and she loves it. And yeah, it's just a very vibrant orange with a little twist of grapefruit, lemons, and limes. So from Disney, I have Circle of Life. This is Golden Amber, Sandalwood, and Vanilla. Yeah, and thank goodness for the vanilla, because that golden amber is kind of gives some people trouble, I think. And I'm okay with this scent. I will repurchase it, I think, but I don't need any right now. So let's say it doesn't return in the catalog. I'm okay. I won't lose my life if Circle of Life is gone. So, but it almost smells like you would picture that lion to smell, like very warm, but vanilla, a vanilla lion. I'm losing my mind. But yeah, I'm okay with this. I think Bonnie says she says this is a garage scent, or it's not even a garage scent. She threw this out. She really didn't like this. And so I think some people just don't really like it at all. So I don't think it'll be back in the next catalog. They'll switch things up. So for the scents of the month, I finished up 3. I finished up a scent of the month from September, Caramel Apple Craze, which is creamy golden caramel, red, delicious apples, and whipped vanilla. And this one, I kind of go back and forth on. It's very rich vanilla and it almost smells a little bit maple to me. So that the maple part I'm not crazy about, but after about 3 or 4 or 5 hours, it seems to kind of change up and then I like it. It's very long lasting and it's very strong. So that's Caramel Apple Craze. I still have a few bars to go through, so I did get the whole kit that time. For upcoming July, I have Rise and Sunshine. So I used just a couple cubes for samples, but I did warm the rest. I warmed it in my son's room, which I used 3 cubes in 2 different warmers in that area. I warmed it in my bonus room, and I warmed it, I think, in my entranceway. And it does fairly well. It's not like super, super strong. It's not super weak. It's kind of in the middle. It doesn't last super, super long, and it doesn't wear off very fast. It's kind of in the middle. It reminds me of a tangerine with a little bit of depth from like clove and allspice and cardamom and like a dried ginger. Yeah, it's very similar to Autumn Sunrise, and actually I have Autumn Sunrise testers here, so maybe I should just smell and compare. Because, spoiler alert, I think this one is second place in Tester Tuesday. Oh my gosh, look at that. Juicy as all get out. Yeah, this is softer, almost like a clementine, and this is more like a tangerine, which is a little bit more boom. A lot of people say this smells like Mandarin Moon. I have not smelled Mandarin Moon, so we shall see. I like this one though. I think it's pleasant. I think it's a great late August into September kind of scent. You could even use this in Christmas time. You could add a tree note to this. Lots of different things you can do with Rise and Sunshine. And I finished up a bar of Strawberry Rose, which was from February of 2020, excuse me. And it's basically like strawberry, and it's got rose, and it's got something else, sheer musk. To me, it's like a powdery strawberry with a tiny bit of like a floral that you can barely tell is there. It's more strawberry, and I like this one. It just doesn't last long enough for me. Like, I just kind of want more from it. But this one came back recently on the website, and then just like that, it was gone. So people found out and they stocked up. So I hope this one comes back. I think it should. All right, let's get into bars that are no longer available, but like I said, you should always listen and take notes because you want your upcoming Bring Back My Bar voting list to amend with these scents if they sound good to you. We have from the Mix It Juicy Apple Raspberry. This was obviously in the fruity one. Yeah, I get like almost like a green apple with a raspberry. It reminds me a little bit of Blizzard Berry. I liked it. It just had inconsistent performance in my house to the point where I didn't want to put it in my Scentsy Club. I wanted it to be longer lasting. It just kind of faded away. So anyway, I didn't mix with it. I just used it on its own, but that is Juicy Apple Raspberry. Also from the Mix It, I finished a Spun Sugar and Vanilla. This was strong. It says here something about not being overbearing and being subtle. Well, no, it's both overbearing and not subtle. It's strong. And it has like there's a perfumey component that you get like as you sniff, like at the end of it. So like a base note, like a perfumey pink sugar. But before that, you get like a burnt caramel kind of French toast maple smell. That's what I get. Did I like it? No, I did not. It's not for me, but I'm sure there's some Spun Sugar and Vanilla fans out there. From the Mix It, from the Mother's Day collection, I have a pick for you, which is Lychee Blossom, Honeydew Melon, and White Amber. This is a very nice floral, very pleasant. It reminds me of a different type of floral, but very similar in presentation to Beach Daisy. So if this one comes back, I think it's going to do well. It kind of reminds me of like Sweet Pea and Vanilla. The way Sweet Pea and Vanilla had some raspberry in it and like a floral and vanilla, this kind of has like that floral blossom, and it has the honeydew, which sweetens it up, and it has the amber, which makes it a little perfumey. I like this one. It's in my club. I finished up Angel Experiment 624. This one is goji berry, blackberry, sweet vanilla cream, and sugar cane. So this one here, there's the blackberry note that I get in here reminds me of Blueberry Rush. I don't really like Blueberry Rush very much, so right there I'm kind of like, But this one kind of reminds me of another scent that I warmed for Bring Back My Bar, and you can hear about that in the Bring Back My Bar section. But did I like this one? I wish I could say I did. It was just okay for me. I removed it from my Scentsy Club, and everybody seems to like it, so I'm like, am I making a mistake? But I just kind of have to go with my gut feeling. It's not for me. Why should I hold a spot in my Scentsy Club for it? So I took it out. So that is Angel 624. Everybody likes it though. It's probably just me. I finished up Watermelon Wave, plus a tester of that. So this one is Watermelon, Sparkling Citrus, and Mexican Lime, which I think is supposed to be Sparkling Citrus. Anyway, somebody hit the nail on the head because I had it written down on my Tester Tuesday notes that it reminded me of a lime watermelon margarita. And I forgot to say that, and then they said it in the comments, and I'm like, yes, I forgot to say that, but that's what it reminds me of. It's not an overly strong scent. It kind of dies off, and then you're kind of left with nothing. That's Watermelon Wave. It's like a wave of scent, and it just goes away. From the Mix It collection, I finished up Rainfall and Lush Greens. A very pretty color, and this is very similar to Make Waves, but a little bit less in intensity, and a little bit less cologne or a little bit less masculine. So if you smelled Make Waves, and you weren't sure if you should have picked this up, you know, they're pretty similar in the sense that you're probably not going to need both. But yeah, this is very fresh. It does have a little bit that green influence for sure, but it's a lot of an aquatic note to me. So not a repurchase, but definitely glad I tried it. I finished up Palm Beach Breeze from the summer collection, which is peach, lush palm greens, and salty ocean musk. Yeah, and this reminds me of like a shampoo or like hairspray from the salon. Yeah, like it's very pleasant. It's unique. It reminds me a little bit of Honeymoon Hideaway, but like with something added to it. Speaking of hair, I still get my Michael Kelso hairdo, so please ignore that. I gotta get a haircut. Yeah, I like this. I wasn't extremely sad when it was gone that I would like break my heart, but I kind of was a little sad when I finished it up because it's nice. I think I have one more bar, so I'll break that out probably next summer. I have Hibiscus Water from the summer collection, which is basically water, hibiscus, and mineral water spring. And to me, this is like a fresh scent with like some floral influence and some fruity influence. I kind of said it the other way around in my video. I just kind of sometimes things don't come out the way you intend. But yeah, this is a very, very nice scent. It's like a medium to a medium low, but it lasts and lasts for me. And so I really like this. And I think it does really well, surprisingly, in mini warmers. So yeah, as long as it's not a big, huge space, try it in a mini warmer and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So that is that. And I finished up Pastelitos. Pastelitos. Pineapple, lime, and dark rum. Do you want to know something? I put like the Backstreet's Back music a long time ago in one of my videos, and then like about 2 years later I got a copyright infringement for it. So yeah, no songs in my videos anymore. But Pastelitos, I like this one. It's like a bakery pineapple upside down cake without the cherry, and you can smell a definite butter note. That's the only thing I'm not crazy about. Then the scent notes, did I say it? Pineapple, lime, and dark rum. So I finished up 2 Bring Back My Bars from previous sessions. I finished up Orange Dreamsicle, which is basically fresh orange and vanilla cream. This is kind of similar to an orange creamsicle, which is an artificial orange with a creamy vanilla ice cream. Someone is happy. When he screams like that, he's happy and excited. Yeah, it's very light here in the clamshell. It's not a very strong scent for me. I'm not crazy about this one. It's just okay. I know there's a lot of fans out there. So that is Orange Dreamsicle. Part of my kit that is gone. And another one is Bananarama. This is sweet golden ripe bananas. So it's kind of like the artificial bananas. And I did not get good performance from this at all. Not at all. Not even a little bit. So that is Bananarama. So I just have 3 testers that I'll talk to you about before we break off to the Bring Back My Bar. I have coconut lemongrass. Coconut lemongrass is tropical coconut and bright lemongrass. And I've been craving this lately, and I warmed it here in my bedroom, just this tester, and it did so well. Now it did kind of leave that sticky, icky residue on the bottom of my warmer, which I find sometimes can happen with older lemon-based testers, so just something to know. But I will be getting this in brick form soon in one of my Scentsy clubs. I finished up a Jammy Time. This was very discolored and old. It's basically baby freesia, lavender, and sweet pea. And this is very long lasting. Like the florals kind of help that lavender, but the lavender is a little bit more herbal, but the florals help sweeten it up. And it's just got the ever so slight powdery note, not very much. More herbal kind of. But yeah, this is nice. It's such a fan favorite. Great for a kid's room, laundry room, bedroom, bathroom. And it would probably do well in an open concept, so I think it would be strong enough. And I also finished up an older tester of Just Breathe. I don't have the scent notes. I think it's like eucalyptus, lemon, and medley of mints. And I really, really like the scent. But this scent, I kind of warmed it when everything was going on in the past month, all that tragedy that's been occurring, and it just made me think the name Just Breathe. It made me think, and it made me feel, and it was just a hard thing to kind of, for everybody to go through what's been happening. I mean, everyone should just be able to just breathe, really. So I don't know what the solution is. I just know that everyone really has to kind of look deep inside themselves and find a way to improve things and be part of the solution versus part of the problem. And personally, I would love to see Scentsy do, like, take a scent like Just Breathe and donate the profits to like a cause against racism. I would love to see that. I think that would do really well. Like, we always have charitable causes that are warmers. Why don't we have a charitable cause that's a bar? And I know it can't happen quickly because they always do things months and sometimes like a year or so in advance, but I would really like to see Scentsy do something like that, really stand up and take charge. So anyway, thanks for spending the last few minutes with me. If you're here for the Bring Back My Bar portion, hold on a sec, grab a snack, and I'll be merging that video right on the end of this one. Hi guys, it's Patricia and welcome to my Bring Back My Bar warm review. So what I've been doing is I like to take the Bring Back My Bar kit, which consists of 25 scents. I like to warm it in 2 different locations and take notes and give you guys some information based on longevity, strength, what my impressions were. But I also decided to do something a little bit different this time, and I'm gonna call it the family rating system. because I have 5 members in my family. Now, my middle child is special needs, so he doesn't talk and he's developmentally delayed, so he cannot participate in the family rating. But my other, like myself plus my other 3 family members can. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to find out which ones they liked, or I should say which ones they loved, which ones they liked, and which ones they didn't like, so I could decide where I was going to warm certain things. But in doing that, it kind of got me thinking, and I figured out a way to assign points. So I assigned 2 points for a love, 1 point for a like, and 0 points for a dislike. And I added up everybody's totals and gave each scent a family rating. So the highest it could possibly be, it would be 8, and the lowest it could be would be 0. We have 1 scent that is a 0, and we have 1 scent that is an 8 out of 8. So anyway, I will mention the family rating score with each scent. I just think it's kind of fun. Hopefully you guys will find that part interesting, and if you don't like it, then I won't do it again. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about scent number 1, which is banana nut bread. And banana nut bread is described as right from the oven with ripe bananas, nuts, and spices. So this one here is in the bakery section, and my family rating for this out of 8 is just 1. My family didn't really like this, and I put this scent on Instagram and I kind of got mixed reviews, either love or hate. So what I get from this is a very candy-like banana. I get the nuts, that warmth, nuttiness, and I get some spices, and I get a bakery note. Now after a few hours, that fake candy kind of scent leaves and it's a gentle bakery. It did really well here in my bedroom, probably about a medium intensity and about regular longevity. However, I tried it my open concept. It definitely wasn't strong enough down there. It was only about 5 out of 10. So I wouldn't warm this in my open area. It might do okay in your open area, but not for me. And when I warmed this, my son came down. He said, "What's this disgusting smell? I smell dirt." So he calls this banana dirt bread. So he really doesn't like this one. I think I'm okay with having another bar, maybe warming it here in my bedroom sometimes you just want like a nice warm bakery scent in your bedroom. So I think I might whip that one out when I want that. But yeah, if you're someone that likes banana nut bread, you don't mind a little bit of artificial banana, and your room isn't overly big, then I think you'll do fine with this. Will it be a repurchase for me? Maybe just 1, and that is banana nut bread. The next one we're going to talk about is beach. Now here's the bar that I warmed. I warmed 5 cubes, but I do have a full bar that came in my kit. So this was one of the scents that I got a jump start on. So this scent here would probably be in the fruity section, and the family rating for beach was 1 out of 8, so not very high. The scent description for beach, it says papaya and honeydew sweetened with a hint of coconut. So I definitely get a lot of papaya, then I get honeydew, then I get coconut. It reminds me of a tropical fruity drink, but also a suntan, not a suntan, but like almost like after you go to the sun tanning beds, which you shouldn't do anymore, but after you go there or you're out in the sun, you put like a special after sun lotion on as you were drinking the fruity drink. It kind of reminds me of that. Yeah, it's very strong. It's a very strong scent. Like, what did I have? 8 out of 10 in one area and 9 out of 10 in the other area. And that was, one of those areas was my open layout. So this is definitely open concept worthy. And it lasted about an average amount of time. Pretty good for a fruity scent, not super long lasting. I had it going a couple days in each spot. I think if you're someone that likes tropical scents, fruity scents, beachy type scents, then you will probably like this. And you have to like that papaya note. I think that might be the only note that would scare people away. Will I repurchase this? Maybe just 1. My family didn't really like it, and I was just okay with it, so that is beach. The next scent we're going to talk about is Beach Daisy, and here's the old packaging. I warmed 7 cubes, actually 6. I gave a cube to a coworker to try, and I have my full bar from my kit. So this one is actually from, I don't know if I can see the date here. No, I can't see a date on this. And somebody said they didn't see any dates on the Bring Back My Bars. And no, I don't see any on the, I don't see any pour dates. If you're wondering, sometimes if you look along this way, you can sometimes see an inscribed right in the plastic, a bunch of letters. It's very hard to see, but once you know where they are, you can see them, but I don't see any here. Anyway, I would describe this as a floral, but more of a fruity floral. My family rating for beach was 6 out of 8, which is great. And the scent notes are basically honeydew melon, wild daisy, and green apple make a bouquet of fresh picked paradise. And beach daisy is such a nice scent. Yeah, you can definitely get like a warm, sunny, bright, like daisy, and you get like a sweetness, but you can't tell that it's melon. It's just a sweetness from like the melon and the green apples. It's so, so nice. I love this one. I would say Strength and Throw I had going between 6.5 and 8 in 2 different locations, so not too bad. And I had it going 2 days in one area and 3 days in another, so not too bad. I think you should stick to medium to small areas for this, not a big open floor plan. And if you like sweet, fruity florals, if you like bright and cheerful type scents, and even if you're not someone that loves florals, I think you should give this a try. It's won over a lot of people, including my family, and that is Beach Daisy. This would be a Scentsy Club edition for me. So the next one I warmed was another one I got a head start on, and it was Blueberry Rush. And this was the one that held up my kit. And here's my full bar. So speaking of, what do you guys like, the new packaging or the old packaging? I don't know. I like both. I think I like new. I'm okay with the new. So this, I used up 6 cubes, but I didn't use them all. I think I made some samples for some customers with this. So I think I used 4, yes. Strength and Throw was 8 out of 10 in both spots I warmed it in. And I have one area going 3 days and another area going 3 days. So I was pleased with the performance on this. The scent notes, oh, I should tell you, the family rating was 6 out of 8. And the only reason it wasn't higher is because I put it in the don't like category. So I gave it a 0. But most people love it, so don't go by what I think. This one is a sweet surge of ripe blueberry, leads a luscious bouquet of lively cranberry, black currant, and pomegranate. I can't read it so far away. I got so many notes down here. Okay, so it's definitely blueberry and it's definitely a black currant to me, and it's very flat. It's not overly sweet. It's very tart to me. It's kind of a little dusty. Almost smells, not stale. I don't really know how to explain it. There's a note in there that leaves like a dusty, hazy note to my nose. And that's what reminded me of Angel 624, I think. Maybe it's the black. Well, this has black currant and the other one had blackberry. But anyway, my daughter loves this. My son loved this. My husband loved this. I just did not like it myself. But if you like blueberry scent, you want to definitely pick this up because everybody seems to like it. And if you like Berry Bright but wish it was a little bit stronger, then you want to pick this up because they're kind of like cousins to one another, very similar. And I will repurchase this because my daughter really, really likes this one. So that is Blueberry Rush. Very strong and fairly long lasting, so that is a good one. Okay, the next one I'm going to talk about is bubblegum. And I only have 4 cubes used from this. The category for this would probably be... this is a tough one because we don't really have like a confectionery category, but if we did, I'd put it in that. Family rating was 4 out of 8, and the scent description for bubblegum is the true scent of baseball card bubblegum, sugar and cotton candy with a hint of mint. And you can definitely smell the mint, and it smells very powdery. It smells like when you unwrap that long, skinny, in the foil bubblegum from the like baseball card and stuff. And you can smell, and it has that powdery outing. You can smell that. And you can smell that mint that kind of differentiates it from other bubblegums. So yeah, and this is like a softened version of Tutti Frutti. If you like Tutti Frutti, but you found it a bit too strong, I think this is a little bit lighter. And yeah, I'd say I had it going with 6.5 in one location and 7.5 in another location. And both kind of like medium zones. I didn't try it in big areas. So the mint note kind of starts to go down after about a day. And I think I left it going a couple days in each spot. But would I repurchase this? Probably not. I actually have some from a haul. But I think I prefer Tutti Frutti. And there's only so much bubble gum you need in your life. And my son really likes this, so I'll be warming that in his bedroom, no problem. And like I said, if you like Tutti Frutti, you want to try to pick some of that up. Next scent I warmed, I actually got a jump start on this one as well from an older bar. It is cashmere. So I used 4 out of 8 cubes. My family rating for cashmere, what is it? 2 out of 8. So not very high. I'm okay with it, but the rest of my family didn't like it. My husband said it smelled like BO. Let me read you the scent description for cashmere. says Sheer Floral Bouquet combines Moroccan jasmine, lily of the valley, and bergamot. So here's my full bar from this kit, and here's my older bar. Now with this one, I find it smells like a fancy hotel soap with an exotic twist. And someone said I think it was like Caress soap, and I think they're right. It's like Caress soap, but the Moroccan jasmine reminds me a little bit of like Silhouette. So like take a tiny bit of Silhouette with Caress soap, and that's what you've got. This is a very long-lasting scent, I find. You put this in, you're gonna get great value for your money. One area I had it going in my, it was about 7 out of 10, and the other area about 7.5, but it lasts a long, long time. So will I repurchase this? I have this one, so I think I'm okay, and I have this. But if you like those kind of scents, you definitely want to pick that up. To me, it's very different from like Cashmere Pear. It's very different from Cozy Cashmere. So the next bar we're going to talk about is Cherry Limeade, and I would put this in the fruity/citrus category. More fruity to me. My family rating for this was 5 out of 8, and the scent notes would be, or the scent description is zesty key lime, sweet cherry, and juicy berry. A delicious scent reminiscent of a soda fountain drink. So we don't have Sonic here, but a lot of people say it's like the Sonic drink. To me, it's like a cherry slushy and a lime slushy that you're mixing together yourself and drinking at the same time. There's not a whole lot going on with this. It's like a pretty straightforward basic scent. Very, very sweet and vibrant, and a little bit of citrus that kind of cuts the sweetness a little bit. And my husband really liked this one. Like, he liked this a lot, gave it a lot of compliments. So in my open layout, I had this going, it was about 9 out of 10, and in another area in my home, 8 out of 10, so that was good. In my son's room, it didn't seem to do as well, but I've been having some problems. He has a Colors of the Rainbow warmer, and I feel like it's not throwing very well lately. So anyway, I picked him up the Spider-Man warmer, so we're going to be switching it out, but will I repurchase this? I have a couple that I picked up in a haul, and I think I'll be okay. This is great for an open layout. This would be great for a kitchen, rec room, kids room. If you like this kind of scent in bedroom, go for it. But it is a nice strong scent, so I think you could probably warm this wherever you want. And that is Cherry Limeade. Okay, the next scent we're going to discuss is Cherry Vanilla. And this one here has a family rating of 6 out of 8. Now, I'm the only person in the family that doesn't like this. So let me read you the scent description. I would put this in a fruity category, but let me read you the scent description. It says, a delightful swirl of candied cherry and sugared almonds folded into velvety white chocolate ice cream. So very interesting. What do I smell? I smell like alcohol and like a dried up cherry and a little bit of vanilla. It smells very chemical to me. I don't know what's going on. The good news is when I put it in the warmer, that chemical tone kind of lessened almost to the point where I didn't smell it anymore. So I was happy about that. But it reminds me a lot of Angel 624, but a twist on Angel 624, like a cherry twist. So if you like that and you're okay with cherry, then you definitely want to try this. Yeah, I smelled the alcohol note or the same alcohol tone I got from Sunny and Cher. So that's the only thing I didn't like about this. And it actually lasts a fair amount of time. I had it going 3 days in each location, and the strength and throw is about 7.5 out of 10 in the bedrooms that I warmed it in. I didn't warm it in a bigger area than bedrooms, so I would probably say maybe light in an open concept, but medium in other areas. So that is Cherry Vanilla. Not a repurchase for me, but most people in my family really liked it. Okay, the next scent we're going to talk about is Coconut Cotton, and I call this my nemesis scent because I have a hard time smelling it sometimes. This one I would put in like a fresh category, but kind of with the twist because it's not overly fresh. So the scent, and my family rating for this is 5 out of 8. So the scent description is sun-warmed cotton, creamy coconut milk, bright citrus, and white sandalwood transport you to a cabana on a tropical beach. So I get coconut, put it in the warmer, and like it doesn't barely have to warm up and you can smell it. And you're like, oh man, this is gonna be good. But then it kind of like puts out like in its intensity quick, and then it's a low level kind of like coconutty scent. So the linen part of this, like the cotton part, it doesn't remind me of a typical laundry, which is very aggressive. It reminds me of when you put clothes out on the line and you bring them in and they smell really good, but not that smell on day 1, more like the smell on day like 2 maybe. A very like light, clean linen scent with some cotton. I don't really get sandalwood and I don't really get citrus. But But if you're someone that likes like soft coconut scents, you're gonna like this. And we don't have anything else like this at all. And people seem to really, really like this one. And yes, you could probably mix this with a lot of things if you want. I just find that it dips a bit and it's too hard for me to smell for the amount of time I want to get out of it. Like, I don't want to be searching and searching for a scent. This one did do better than I've had wax in the past. This did better, but I'm not like sold on it. So for me, it's not a repurchase, but like I said, very unique scent, and that is coconut cotton. The next scent we're going to discuss is Echo. And Echo I would definitely put in a masculine category or a fresh woodsy category, or spicy. Lots of overlap on this one. The scent description is sophisticated, metropolitan fragrance of manly spice notes, Mediterranean citrus and herbs, and bitter orange. And my family rating for this was just 1 out of 8, so not very high on scent appeal. I think this kind of reminds me of Prince Ali a little bit. I didn't actually go and smell Prince Ali, but that's kind of the memory it gave me. It's a very warm cologne, heavy scent. It has the spices, has woodsy notes. It almost reminds me of like a cedar wood with a lot of spice and pepperiness, and it's very strong. And my husband said this was disgusting. He hated this one. So I have written down heavy warm style cologne, lots of woodsy and spicy notes, peppery, and maybe some golden and dark amber. So would I repurchase this? No, but the performance was excellent. It was very, very, very strong. I had it going at 2 locations. One was my entranceway and one was my big layout. So on my entranceway, 9.5 out of 10, maybe even 10 out of 10 for strength. And the other area, 9 out of 10, maybe even 9.5 in my big layout. And I had them going 2 days in each spot. So definitely nice and respectable. I think I just took it out because I was kind of over it, because I could still smell scent in the wax, but I was just kind of over it. So I think this one would last even longer than 2 days. Like when I say 2 days, I think I had it going 28 hours in one area and 28 hours in another area over a 2-day span, and then I took it out. But I think you could get longer out of it. And that is Echo. Not a repurchase for me. A little bit too heavy and warm style cologne. I like more of a fresh, bright cologne scent if I'm going to go with that. The next scent we're going to discuss is Eucalyptus. And this is in a category all on its own. I would definitely put this in the fresh category. And this was the one that got the family rating of 0. Nobody in my family liked this one. So let me read you the scent notes. Or the description says, soothing medicinal eucalyptus blended with thyme and sage create the ultimate fresh fragrance. So what it is you have the base of eucalyptus, and then Scentsy has fancied up the eucalyptus scent by putting some herbs in it. And after I smelled the thyme and the sage, that's all I could smell. So it reminded me of like a eucalyptus with like dressing from Christmas time. And it made me think back, there was a Christmas time I was really, really sick, and I had this blanket like I was wrapped in a comforter sitting at the table, and they have a picture of me like that. And I feel like this scent accompanies that, because I needed the eucalyptus, but I was forced to eat the dressing. The poultry seasoning is very prominent in here to my nose. And maybe it's because I kind of smell a different twist on the eucalyptus. Yeah, I can definitely smell the thyme. I think it's more thyme than sage to me, but anyway, let me read what I have written about this. I have that it was short lasting, which might be a good thing. And it almost had a savory component with the eucalyptus. I said that you should probably stick to a large area, and it would kind of dilute this intensity of this. Strength and throw, 10 out of 10 in my entranceway and 9 out of 10 in my open concept. I left it going 1 day in my open concept and 2 days in my entranceway. Will I repurchase this? Nope. I will probably use these bars up in my overnight warmer so I don't really smell it as much. It's just not for me, and that is eucalyptus. All right, the next one we're going to discuss is another green wax, and it is fresh cut grass. I used 5 out of the 8 cubes. The family rating for this was 3 out of 8, and I would put this in the fresh category. The scent description is fresh cut grass, wild fern, and morning dew are just like a freshly cut fairway on a cool summer morning. And this is like a twist on fresh cut grass, because it doesn't exactly 100% smell like fresh cut grass, but it's very like a sweetened version, a very pleasant sweet version of fresh cut grass. And it would be nice to add a nice green note to things. And I think that I did kind of smell like an anise smell in here at times. So If you're someone that kind of picked up on that as well, let me know. But yeah, I mean, this was good. I liked this. I picked up a couple more bars because I liked it. Open concept, I had it going. The strength was about a 7 and the throw was about an 8. Like, it seemed to travel quite well, but it wasn't overly strong. And in my son's room, it was only about a 6.5 out of 10. So it wasn't overly strong there. And like I said, I'm having trouble with the warmers. I left it going both areas just 2 days. And if you're someone that likes like green scents, if you like, I think it's called Green Grass from Yankee, you might like this. Green Grass from Yankee is a little bit brighter. If you like something like, you know, the Sea Salt and Avocado, Farmer's Market, Rainforest Bungalow, like green type scents with some sweetness and a twist, you might want to still give this a try. Don't shut it off just because it says fresh cut grass. Just be open-minded. I like it. So will I repurchase this? Yes, a couple bars and I'm good, and that is fresh cut grass. The next scent is Fuzzy Blanket. So I warmed 5 out of 8 cubes and I have my new bar here. And this I would put in the fresh category, but it would almost be in the spa category if we had one, or a kids section if we had one. And my family rating for Fuzzy Blanket was 4 out of 8. So the scent description is, snuggle up to the soft scent of lavender, sandalwood, and sweet honeysuckle. Oh, this one makes me happy. I don't know, I don't really like lavender, but I love this. It does feel, I picture like a teddy bear. You got your teddy bear in your blanket and you're just snuggled up. And you can smell the lavender. It's like it's not a sweet lavender, but it's like almost like a fresh lavender. But once you add the sandalwood and the honeysuckle, the sandalwood makes it a little bit perfumey and the honeysuckle makes it sweet and floral, but like very pleasant and well done. I love this one. It's probably not going to be a Scentsy Club scent because I don't warm these kind of scents a lot, but this would be great for a bedroom, a bathroom, a laundry room, a nursery, a kid's room. It's really, really nice. Strength and throw is average, about 7 to 7.5 in 2 locations that I warmed it in. I had them going 4 days. So this one is fairly long lasting for me. So even though it's like a little bit dusty and a little bit powdery, I really like this one and I highly recommend, and it is Fuzzy Blanket. And just on a side note, if you're wondering how it compares to Jammy Time, I find this one is a little bit more perfumey and a little bit sweeter and lighter in intensity, and Jammy Time is a little bit more herbal and lasts probably a bit longer. Jammy Time is a phenomenal performing scent. So this one is slightly under in performance, but it's still a good performing scent, and that is Fuzzy Blanket. The next one we're going to talk about is a surprise for me, and it is Grape Granita. So this one here, I will tell you it's in the fruity category, and the family rating was 7 out of 8, and it is described as sun-warmed grape and pineapple with undertones of honeysuckle. Now, I have warmed this before, and I was like, I am not warming grape in my house, blah, blah, blah. Well, this time around, I friggin' love this scent, and this is a lingerer. So you can put this in and you can smell it for days. Like, I took this out of my my bonus room, and I had the wax in the garbage, and then I could still smell the wax in the garbage. I am not kidding. And this one is a strong scent. So let me just tell you a little bit about it. A strength and throw is between 8 and 9 in both locations I warmed it in. And I had it going 4 days in my daughter's room, 91 hours. Like, it's crazy. And in the other area I warmed it in, I had it going only 2 days, about 30 hours. And I have written down premature, not ejaculation, premature evacuation of the warmer. Like, I took it out before it lost its scent, because that was the one that was in the garbage can and you could still smell it. So anyway, I think that for a fruity scent, this is amazing. And you can smell, like, the pineapple juice just brightens it up so it's not a heavy grape. And then you can smell just the gentlest kiss of like the most pretty floral you'd ever imagine. So imagine if you could get a grape popsicle from like a fancy spot. Like, I don't know, we don't have Trader Joe's here, but let's say Trader Joe's, I'm picturing that this would be a Trader Joe's popsicle. So anyway, it's really nice. I love this one. I'm going to stock up a bit and purchase some of this. So the next one we're going to talk about, as I grab the bar, I have Happy Birthday. So this one here would be in the bakery category, and my family rating for this one was 4 out of 8. So just kind of an average performing scent with my family. Strength and throw was between 7.5 and an 8 in both areas I warmed it. I did warm it in my open layout. It does very well. When you warm this thing, it kind of fills the room quickly, which is really nice. You get a nice scent payoff. It is a vanilla-based scent. Let me read you the scent description for Happy Birthday. It says, a candy-licious confection of sparkling sugar, fluffy whipped cream, and vanilla extract. So it's definitely a vanilla-based scent with a fluffy, like white cake component. Sometimes I get like a little bit of a hint of a chocolatey cocoa note, and sometimes I don't. But I like it all the same. I describe it like a marble cake. Some people describe it like a funfetti cake. I describe it like a marble cake that basically the person ran out of chocolate and they basically had mostly vanilla and then a couple blobs of chocolate in the cake. And that's what I get, like with a fluffy whipped cream frosting with the vanilla. So this is really, really nice. I've warmed up to this over time. I wasn't crazy about it when I first kind of was exposed to it, but now I love it, and it's going to be one that I put in my Scentsy Club. It is a great mixer, and my son came downstairs and said, what's that beautiful smell? It smells like cookie or baked goods or something. I love it. And it was Happy Birthday. So yeah, a really nice one, and a nice one to have in your arsenal of scents to basically mix with, even if you don't think you're going to use it on its own. So definitely recommend this one. It is Happy Birthday. Okay, so the next that we're going to talk about is Hemingway. I used up 4 out of 8 cubes. I would put this in a woodsy category, and my family rating for this was only 2 out of 8. So I was okay with it, and someone else was okay with it, but that was it. The scent description is rich, ripe apples and warm, woody accents of sandalwood and cedar and hints of spice, with hints of spice. So I describe this as a woodsy, masculine, like cedar-based scent with apple as a complementary note. So a lot of times apple is the most dominant note, but in this it's very, very well blended. And you definitely get spices, and it definitely smells like a masculine influence, like a slight cologne base. So if you're someone that likes cedar cider, this is like the older uncle of cedar cider, because it's got a little bit of cologne influence. It's got a little spice. It's got some woodsiness, it's got some cologniness, and a little bit of an apple base. It's really nice, like a red apple. Yeah, I mean, this is a super long lasting scent, and it's fairly strong too. 8.5 to 7.5 in 2 different spots. It really struggled in, like, I shouldn't say it struggled, because it definitely didn't struggle. I put this in my overnight warmers. I only used 3 cubes in that area versus when I put 4 for my testing. So that's when I only got 7.5 with 3 cubes. So you can imagine if I used my 4 cubes, it would be even stronger. So I think this is a very, very nice scent. It's more of a fall-based scent. It's not really one that I absolutely love, but I'm okay with. It did really well in my son's room. It was really nice and lasted forever there. So I'll probably finish these up 1 cube at a time in his room. And I think, like I said, if you like cedar cider, you might want to try that when it comes back. But also you might want to pick this one up and give it a try. Hemingway, very well loved. Okay, so the next scent we're going to talk about is Jumpin' Jelly Bean. So I have my old bar that I got a head start on, and the new bar. And they're a slightly different color, almost the same. Jumping Jelly Bean, I would say, is in the fruity category, but it's kind of a confection style scent. The scent description is crisp pear and apple, zesty lemon and sugar evoke sweet childhood memories. So my family rating for Jumpin' Jelly Bean was 3 out of 8. So maybe slightly below average. I would say it's a very pear confection scent, but with lemon. You definitely get that lemon, and you get the sweetness and sugariness, but it's not so hit in the face because of the lemon. Sometimes, I know this sounds weird to say, but sometimes this reminds me of a chlorine smell from a pool. I don't know why, but that's what I get. Strength and throw was 7.5. I warmed it in my open layout, and I also warmed it in my son's room. I left both areas going 2 days, about 24 hours and like combined. I think if you're someone like Juicy Pear from the Jelly Belly collection, I find this scent to me is a little bit better. There's not many scents that we have kind of like this. So I think that's what it is. This is one of my 74-year-old mother's favorite scents. So even though it's kind of like a juvenile kid scent, it's very bright, almost like a bright, clean, sweet scent, if that makes any sense. It's going to make your house feel fresh and airy and sweet and juicy all at the same time. I really like this one, so I picked up a couple that I have on hand, and that is Jumpin' Jelly Bean. Nice and strong, kind of fizzles out, doesn't last a really long time, but the payout, while it's going is great. Okay, so the next scent we're going to talk about is Pink Haze. So I have my old packaging and I use 4 cubes, and I have my new packaging. And my family rating for Pink Haze is 6 out of 8. And the category I would say is kind of like a confection fruity category, or like a foodie based fruity category. It's hard to explain this one. It's very different. It says a sweet confection of berries, nectarines, and vanilla laced whipped cream nestled in marshmallow fondant. I don't really get like nectarines, but I do get berries. I get like a marshmallow fondant and like a dusty marshmallow vanilla tone. And this is so nice. It kind of smells plain and boring in the clamshell, but when you warm it, it just is so pleasant. And it's stronger than you think it's going to be. So let me tell you, what do I have written down here? I have strength and throw 7.5 in both areas I warmed it, which were bedrooms. And I left it going 2 days in my bedroom here, 27 hours, and 3 days, 36 hours in my daughter's room. I did kind of leave it overnight and I kind of passed away, but would I repurchase this? Yes, it would be a Scentsy Club scent for me, or at least a stock up scent for me. I will warm this in medium type rooms or bedrooms, or, you know, something that's not overly big. I think if you're someone like sugar, you're going to want to pick this one up to try and compare, because you're probably going to have a preference. I think I like sugar a little bit better, but I'd like to kind of mix them and see how they do together. And this is a really nice, almost like a more edible component of sugar. Sugar is very perfumey, and this is more edible, but they kind of have similarities. So that is Pink Haze. I highly recommend giving that one a try. The next one we're going to talk about is Rio Beach. So I have 4 cubes gone. My family rating was 5 out of 8, and I would probably put this in like almost like a tropical category, which we don't have, or a fruity category, or a fresh. It's hard to say. But the scent description for Rio Beach, it says the scent of sun, surf, sand, and samba. Coconut milk, tropical fruit, and tonka bean. So it's definitely got the coconut milk, but it's got a lot of fruitiness to it. And tonka is kind of like a little spin-off of vanilla. So picture all those things medleyed together, and that's what you get. It's very, very nice. It's exotic, it's fun, it's fruity, it's tropical, it's lovely. I love it. So this would be a Scentsy Club scent for me, or at minimum I would stock up on this. In my son's room it was 8 out of 10. In my other son's room it was only 6 out of 10. It struggled in my son's room upstairs here, and I don't know if it's just that his room or what. But anyway, it does better in certain areas, so I'll probably kind of do that with this. It's not an overly strong scent. It's a medium to medium light scent, but I really like it. And it lasts a fair amount of time at that level, and so for me, this would be a repurchase. And like I said, my family was mostly in like with this. So that is Rio Beach. All right, the next one we're going to talk about is Route 66. I got to speed this thing up. The scent notes for Route 66: a windswept drive in a convertible, an exhilarating breeze of citrus, herbs, and musk. So I would say this is a fresh masculine scent, a fresh green masculine scent with a little bit of spicy citrus. Like a mossy scent with like spicy zing of a citrus, and not spicy like cinnamon spicy, more like a peppery cardamom type of spicy. This would be a little bit reminiscent of like a masculine version. If you had alpine meadow and made a masculine version, it would be like this. Or even rainforest from a former Bring Back My Bar and made it a little more masculine, you would get this. So strength and throw is about 7 out of 10, and it had to build to that. It didn't last very long though. I found I left it going just a couple of days, but after the first day it was very, very light. So this was not a super great performer for me. I wanted to get more out of it, so I was a little bit disappointed in that respect. But I would stick to bedrooms and bathrooms for this. And yeah, if you're someone that likes green masculine scents, you would probably like this, just not a repurchase for me. Family rating 5 out of 8. The next scent is Simply Rose. This would be in the floral category. Family rating was 2 out of 8. This is described as a fragrance for those who love the scent of pure rose. And this obviously is pretty rose heavy. Woo! It is very rose heavy. You have to like the smell of roses. It reminds me of sticking your head right in the rose and then never taking it away. Like normally it's a nice scent, but you kind of back off from it. Well, this is like, no, your head's in it the whole time. You can't get away. Yeah, it's strong. I have it written down, it's very authentic and strong, like your face is in a bouquet and someone is holding your head down there and you're not allowed to leave. It drifted into my bedroom from the outside area, and it had a slightly musty smell in the morning, so after about a day. And I had it going in 2 locations, varied in strength from 9 to 9.5. So very, 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 very strong for this. And I had it going 3 days in both locations. So I was pleased with this in terms of longevity, pleased in terms of strength, just not my kind of thing on scent appeal. This would not be a repurchase for me, but if you like this, I will warm it in big open layouts. If you find it too strong, cut your cube in half or mix it with something. You could mix this with something like a White Sands even, or a Rio Beach might be nice to kind of soften it up a little bit. White Sands I think might be better to go with. But yeah, that is Simply Rose. All right, let's talk about Southern Evening. I only used up 2 cubes because I used a big party tester a while back. So in those 2 locations, I had one area strength and throw 7.5 and one 7. Now, let me just tell you, my family rating is 6 out of 8. Now, this would probably be in the fresh category, but it's a little bit masculine and a tiny bit feminine to me. So it's unisex, but more masculine to me. And this one is described as French lavender, geranium, subtle fruits, and white musk will prove an enchanting escape. And this is a very unique scent. Like, we don't have anything like this. It's very musky. I can smell the geranium and I can smell the lavender. Those are what I smell the most, but heavy on the musk. Like I said, it reminds me of a guy. He hasn't seen his high school sweetheart for a while. He gets friggin' ready and he goes to see her. He is presenting himself. She doesn't know he's coming, but he smells great. And she just smells like a soft, gentle fragrance, but he smells a little stronger. And that's kind of what you get here. You can smell the heaviness in the air, the humidity, and the earthiness of the ground. Yeah, this is friggin' nice, but man, like in my daughter's room, it was a boomer. I left it going there. How long did I leave it going? 4 days, 73 hours. That's crazy. And in my other, my younger child's room, I left it going 4 days, 46 hours. So very long lasting. I find this one is strong, but doesn't throw, like it doesn't travel an excessive amount. So it kind of stays in that location, but this would be one that I'm probably going to warm in my daughter's room 2 cubes at a time and finish off because she really likes that one. And I'm okay with it, but nothing I need to stock up on. And so that is Southern Evening. I just love it for its unique aspect. All right, the next one we're going to discuss is Sugar. And I didn't warm any of this because I warmed a whole bunch of this. This is my brick that I've had. This is a couple years old though. So this is described as a fruity blend of lemon drops and cotton candy. I would put this in like almost like a body care, foodie body care category. And the family rating on this was 6 out of 8, and I got a 0 from my husband because he said he couldn't smell it in the clamshell. And I was kind of surprised at that. He got frustrated and said, no, I don't like it. I can't smell it. So anyway, so this is a very well-loved scent, and for beautiful reason, it's like a pink sugar perfume. The lemon drops and cotton candy are kind of like the base, and then you can imagine some hidden notes in there that make it smell like a body care perfume. People say Aqualina's pink sugar. Personally, I've not smelled that. I'm going to take them at their word. But yeah, you could mix this with so many things. In fact, I even mixed it by mistake one time with Southern Evening, and it was really nice. So you could try that out if you want. But yeah, I mean, this is one of my probably top 10 Scentsy scents. I don't want to ever be without this. I really like this. It's pretty strong, 7.5 out of 10 in my open layout and also in my son's room downstairs. And I left it going 2 days in each location, 2 full days. So that's good. I would warm this anywhere in my house because I really, really like it. I strongly suggest you pick it up just to give it a try. Everyone should try Sugar. Everyone. All right, next one we have is Thunderstorm. This one here is family rating of 3 out of 8. I would put this in the fresh category. It says refreshing moss, sharp clove, and spicy rose are like the breeze in a storm. So it's very earthy. It smells like after a rain shower, the dampness of the ground, the greenery of the like stems and weeds, the florals in the air, the bright, fresh, peppery zing of summer thunder. Yeah, this is really different as well. I really like this one. My family does not. Let me just tell you how it did. In my son's room, I had 8 out of 10. In my room, 8.5 out of 10. It really struggled in my room. It didn't last very long. I left it going 20 hours, but really it didn't even last that long. I just kept trying and trying. So it was weird how it kind of did really well in my son's room and terrible here in my room. But I would suggest you warm this in medium zones. If you're someone that likes Summer Rain, you should pick this up and try it and see which one you like better. Summer Rain is a little more softer and feminine. This is a little more spicy and sharp and green and fresh, but they're kind of related to one another. So I would give them a try. And like I said, not a repurchase just because my family didn't love this one, but I liked it. And so that's Thunderstorm. All right, the last that we're going to discuss, can you believe it? This is the longest video ever, is White Sands. Family rating, let's save the best for last, shall we? 8 out of 8. My family loved this and I love it too. This is one of my favorite scents. It is so calming and relaxing. I would put this in the fresh category. And the scent notes are night blooming jasmine, softened by coconut milk and rice, enveloped in the gentlest breeze. So you get a little bit of jasmine, you get tons of coconut milk. So it's like a creamy scent with a little bit of coconut essence. And I don't know what rice smells like, but I'm happy with it because this is a great scent. Very calming, sophisticated, a great accompaniment. It would be complementary to most scents. It's just one of those scents that when people smell it, they're like, oh. And then when they smell it in the warmer, they're like, oh, this is so nice. Yeah, I mean, this is going to my Scentsy Club and it's going to stay there. So that is White Sands. Definitely want to recommend that. So before I let you guys go, I'm just going to tell you a list of some of the stronger ones and some of the longer lasting ones in case that is of interest to you. So I picked 6 that are strong, and it was hard because some of them are also strong, but I think the strongest ones for me were Echo, Eucalyptus, Simply Rose, Hemingway, Beach, and Cherry Limeade. And probably Blueberry Rush and Grape Granita were also strong, kind of like runners up. And for long lasting, I would say White Sands, Southern Evening, Hemingway, Simply Rose, Cashmere, and Fuzzy Blanket, with an honorable mention of Grape Granita. So thanks for spending the last million hours with me. I hope you guys have a great day in your neck of the woods. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.